I want to share a quick testimony on trusting God and obedience to what He asks you to do. Now, some of you would actually know that I've been trying to sell my two snowmobiles and my two ATVs for about 2 years. And one of them got sold last March, my sister's ATV, and both of our snowmobiles sold in November 2024. And last weekend, God finally allowed my ATV to sell. Now you're like, okay, whoopee-doo. What difference does it make? Well, I'm sitting in something that's the blessing of God. And you need to understand something. Because only when you're obedient to Him and what He asked you to do, you specifically, what He asked you to do, and you actually trust Him, do blessings flow. Let me explain. With my snowmobile selling, the interesting thing was God told me to write a book in 2020. I was disobedient and I delayed and I gave every excuse in the book. The amazing thing is that when I finally walked in obedience and wrote this book, the day after I published, my snowmobile sold. So that is an amazing testimony because I had zero offers, zero interest. The moment I walked in obedience and I did what God had asked me to do, it unlocked things. My snowmobile and my sister's snowmobile were both picked up on the exact same day. So this is something that is quite extraordinary. Now, move to last weekend. Last week, my wife walked in obedience for something God is calling her to do toward her future. And because my wife and I are one, when she walked in obedience, the next day I got an offer. That was not the person who bought it, but it was the first legitimate, I'm coming, I'm ready to do something. And that one fell through. But as God orchestrated it, my ATV sold last Saturday to an unsuspecting buyer. Somebody picked it up, and it is a tremendous blessing to them. So my wife's obedience uncorked something for me. Interesting. Now, as a result of that, what I'm sitting in right now, and I'm not ready to show you yet, I'll just give you a quick flash. Oh, see it? Yeah. So, this is the blessing of God, and I will be able to explain even further because I wanted to do things completely debt-free. That is very, very important to me because that is how we steward things in the kingdom. We do not have debt, and there was ways that I wanted things to be done. Now, once this is completed and I reveal it to you, you're going to be like, wow, that thing is a beast. And God really does bless His children. So, lesson for today. If God has asked you to do something, be obedient to what He said. You need to walk in trust that what He has asked you to do, He has given you the ability to do it and the ability to carry it out. Don't let fear, don't let lies of other people dissuade you. Follow what God told you, what God told you to do. Don't listen to anybody else. You need to be obedient to what God told you to do. Another example of this is my sister. Go and listen to the testimony about her truck, how God took what her needs were. God sold her 4Runner, and God blessed her with a GMC All-Terrain. Now, you can say whatever you want. I don't care. Walking in obedience is where the blessing is. Unless you understand that, it doesn't matter what somebody curses. It doesn't matter how foolish something looks to someone else. Your obedience affects you. But at the same time, your disobedience not only affects you, but that one actually affects those around you. But when you walk in obedience, the blessing that God gives you will overflow out of your life into others' lives. So again, walk in obedience to what God told you. You specifically. I'm pointing right at you. You. What God told you to do. That is where your blessing will be. Walking in what His will is for your life. Hopefully this has helped you, and get ready to see the amazing blessing. Have a great one.